Good morning all, just taken the bike for a 5k ride just to make sure everything's okay on it, because tomorrow Mark and I will be off to Cairns for 2 weeks, and then when we get back from Cairns I will head down to Sydney, then down into Victoria, over to the Flinders, across the Nullarbor into Western Australia, come back into Northern Territory, Queensland, and then back home 3, 4, 5, 6 months, whatever it takes. So I started on the 1st of March last year, 2020, and I came home because of COVID. Probably didn't have to, but I did. I didn't know what was going to happen, so I thought it was safer just to come home. Never mind, I've worked 12 months, saved a bit more money, tweaked the bike, done a couple of little things on it. Main thing I done or changed was I put a new tent in the kit. I've got a new tent now, but other than that everything else has stayed the same, I suppose. Sleepy little town, Kyogle. This is my hometown. So here's the bike all loaded up, ready for the trip. I'll take it home now and unload it and show you what's in all the bags. Looks like a fair bit of stuff, but a lot of them, the side bags and that, are only half full. Put some food in it and stuff. Yep, but that's all loaded, ready to go. Now the bike's unloaded. I'll go through a bit of the gear I take. So this is Pannier number 1. I've got obviously 2 Panniers and they're 300 grams the difference, so I've weighed everything. So here's Pannier number 1. So got all my nuts and bolts and washers and CO2 gas cartridges there so I can blow the tyres up, hose clamps, oil filter rings, bloody just bits and pieces. Got a spare bag here of gotcha straps, bit of wire. That's all my glues and tapes in there. What's that? That's a 12 volt USB charged hair clipper, so I can cut my hair on the road. If I get my hair cut once a month, 6 months, pay for itself in no time. A little tub of grease, some ant sand. We've got big ants out here in Aussie, and some plastic gloves. A couple of spare foot pegs there, because when the bike falls over, and it does, they snap off. Chain breaker in there somewhere. Little hacksaw blade, pointing those pliers, punch, brake and clutch cable, multi-grips, little file, and just a couple of little spanners. And in the other side I've got my air filter cleaner, some grease to go around the airbox, a couple of spare filters, first aid kit, tow rope that does 3 ton. It's quite big, but it'll do the job. You can see if I go down over a bank and I need someone to pull me out, at least I've got something to get me out. That's all my patches for my tyres, tubes, a couple of tubes there, everyone's favourite, cable ties, and that's all my tent repair stuff. Spare chain, I actually took that off and put another one on. That one's done 8,000k, so that's still good for a while. Clutch cable and accelerator cable in that one, and a spare Cena. Helmet is a Bell MX9, tinted visor, Cena on the side there, SMH10, GoPro Hero 8, that's my helmet. Hello, just turned on, that's great. Former adventure boots, they're the smaller ones of the two, they're pretty good. Socks, if I've got short socks, I finish riding at the end of the day and I've got a big dent in my leg, so they stop all that. My jacket's a RST Adventure jacket. It's got a bladder in the back, pockets, pads in the shoulders and the back, and it's not a bad jacket at all. So they're the two side panniers. One other thing I take is a Spot Gen 3 location beacon. I can send texts when I have no reception and let people know that I'm safe. So it's attached to the front of my jacket. So heaven forbid if I do fall off, at least it's on me, not on my bike. This bag sits on there and it has got a side pocket there, and in that I've got just a few coffees, coffee mug and a plate. I won't go through it all. The red one's my food, green one's my tent, the orange one in there is the tent pegs, that there's me kitchen or me, if I can open it, here we go. There it is in there, just pots and pans and jet boil and cloths and a bit of detergent and fry pan. Helinox chair, axe, used that as a hammer for my tent pegs as well. Pair of goggles, because I love doing snorkeling and swimming and I couldn't take. Yeah, that guy there, I've got tent pegs and my saw, the Silky Gumboy saw. A really good saw, one of the only saws that cuts on the push and the pull, and it just cuts through anything. And a chamois to wipe the tent down of a morning, get any dew off it. It just helps a little bit. And then sitting on top of that is all this stuff here. A little foam pad there, just so if it's raining I can put my boots and socks on without getting too wet. A little plastic rake there to rake underneath the tent. That's come in handy many times, saved my air mattress. 10 litre, very hard wearing jerry can. And in that I've got a pair of shoes if I want to go hiking or walking, a hat and some sneakers, or not sneakers, slippers, no. Okay, my back bag, it's a lockable bag. I've got some locks there, go through there, and when I get off and go for a walk, I'll put my drone and my laptop in there. So the back here I've got my tray to eat on, laptop's in there, extra 5 litre water bladder, my blow up bed, footprint for the tent, which I'll also use as a tarp, 2 lots of clothes, toiletry bag, that hangs up in the shower, that's good, that's got medicines and stuff in it as well, pair of swimmers, good pair of shorts if I want to go out, my cables and stuff for iPhones, just extras, GoPro mounts, just extra stuff, charger for my laptop, pillow, that is a little blower-upper that I brought to blow my air mattress up, probably the best $49 I ever spent. It blows my mattress up in I think it's 15 seconds, and it does 90 hours on a charge, and again it's USB charge, which is a ball terror. That is a little USB charge fan, and I hang that in the tent, and it just keeps any condensation from getting inside the tent, and keeps the tent cool and fresh. It's good. And that one there is all my cables that I need to edit software and plug things into the computer and stuff. I've got GoPro covers, mouse in there, on my hard drive, and they're all the cables that I'll need to connect to the drone and stuff to the laptop. So also hanging off the side of this back bag, I know it doesn't look real cool, but I don't really care. I've got a towel, a beanie, some swimmers, and on the other side I've just got a bag out to a backpack, and then my wet weather jacket and my wet weather pants. And the reason they're hanging there is because if I need to stop and go for a swim, I can go for a swim, fresh undies and stuff in there, so I don't have to unpack anything. Towels there, and same deal with the wet weather gear. I don't have to go through all my gear, I just bang, get it off there easy. Mark and I both got a couple of these bits of rubber, so if we're in sand or stuff, we can just take them off there, bang, and put them under our foot peg, and we're not going to sink in the sand. However, mine, I modified my foot peg, as you can see, so that's quite big. So on top of the pannier sit these two yellow compression waterproof bags. One side I've got thermal pants on top, and long pants and a long shirt if it gets cold, and a pretty extreme Nelson bike cover. It is extreme, but it's good security for the bike, and it's completely waterproof. This other side sleeping bag, that's not actually the sleeping bag, it compresses down a lot more than that. Jacket liner, music box, gloves for the cold, and a little bivvy if like an emergency bivvy. In the front side bag on the left, this is what I carry: spare oil, WD-40, sunscreen, some red wet ones, life straw, a spanner and a ring spanner to tighten or loosen the chain, so I don't have to go through all my tools, tyre gauge, pair of gloves, headlamp, drone blades, and a bit of duct tape. In the other side front bag, chain spray, tyre inflator, a couple of them yellow springy cables. What I do is I thread them through the arms of my jacket and then tie them to the bike if I go for a walk. Set of pliers, alarm, and in there just an assortment of little Allen key bits and sockets. Tank bag in the side here, just got a few cables, charger, jump starter, and in the other side I think I've got a cigarette lighter, air gauge, a few pens, and a waterproof bag for me iPad. So in the tank bag itself, snake bandage, iPad, drone batteries and 12-volt charger, Mavic Air drone, cream for me knees, back, shoulders, legs, etc. GoPro charging batteries, earpods, some deodorant, some coins for parks or whatever, selfie stick, and some tablets out of Gal. They're all me ND filters for my drone and my GoPro. And this green tarp is what I've been videoing everything on. It's like a very heavy duty vinyl, and that is for when I camp on rocks or really rugged ground. And also when I'm using it, I fold it up and it goes over all my gear, so it waterproofs all my gear as well. So it does weigh a couple of kilos, but it's worth having.